Hey guys, so I'm back with another video. So in our last tutorial, I said that we'll be making a video on how to make connection to the database, but I didn't say the specific database we are going to be using. But later I saw in one of the comments in my video that I hope that I make a tutorial based on connection to MySql Database. So that is what we'll be doing today. And before we get started with that, so there are some things you require to make use of MySql Database on your system. The first thing is to install MySql. So later after then, you need to install MySql Workbench. So what this MySql Workbench does is that it allows you to have access to your database and see the preview of what you have in your database. So this is the database I'm having on my system, but these are the default database, and this is the only relevant database that I created using. I've already deleted most of the database. So to install MySql, you have to install MySql community on your system, but if you are capable enough, you can install the pro version. And if you want me to make video on how to install MySql and set it up on your system, do place it in the comments below. So without further ado, let's dive in by creating our connection to the database. But to create a connection to the database, first we have to have a database we want to connect to on our MySql accounts. So to set that up is very easy using MySql Workbench. What you have to do is right click and create a scheme. So to create a scheme, and let's create a scheme right here and wait. Okay, so to create a scheme right here, let me just type express connection. Let's just say it like that. I don't have any specific name for that. So let's apply. Okay, so I think it converted it to small case. So save and finish. So as you can see right here, we are having the database now. So this is the database we are going to be connecting to, that is express connection. And in this database, we have to have a table. So a table is like just a model when you are using MongoDB, if you have used MongoDB before. But I will be making a video based on how to connect to MongoDB, so you don't have to worry about that. So to create a table right here, and right here, this is the table we want to create. So the name of the table will be user. So let me put this as user. So as normally when you are using MongoDB, you have to use singular form, and to do that, and our first column right here is the ID. So I will be using an ID. So what you need to tick right here is, as you can see, it has automatically ticked it. This is called primary key and not null. That means the space cannot be empty. And for here, I will tick auto increment. So these are the column you need to tick. And finally, you have to tick unique. So the ID should be unique for every data you create on your database. So about that. So, and another column, let's have a username. So the data type here right now is integer, and this one is variable and character. So, and we are having at least the maximum of 45 characters for the username. And let's make the username to be unique and not null. Okay, and the last part here, let's create a password. Let's create password, and it can be at least 45 characters also, and not null. And you can't tick your password as unique, so everyone have the way of writing their own password. So not null is okay. So let's apply. Okay, and apply. So it's executing the command. Okay, so let's check right here now. So we are having the user table right here. So let's check maybe the user table. So when you right click and click on select rows, right here we have an ID, username and password, and as we are seeing there is no available user right here. So that is it. So that means we have successfully created our database and our table. So let's go back to our setup right here in the VS Code. So now let's make a connection to the database. So to make a connection to the database, first you have to install MySql. So say npm install MySql. So I've already have MySql version 2.8 installed on my system. So immediately I install right now, I will be having version 2.8. So this version 2.8 will be useful because I'll be creating a video on how to connect to MySQL database using SQLize. So the SQLize helps you to create database directly from your VS Code directly without having to connect to the data to the like say you don't have to come back to MySQL Workbench to set up your table or the database. So right there, so I think it's installing. Okay, let's give it a minute. So before that, let's import the MySQL. So MySQL equal to require MySQL. Okay, I think it's successfully installed. So let's check it right here. And as you can see here now, I'm having my SQL installed directly. So let's close it. And I've imported the MySQL now right now. So let's create a connection. So to create a connection, just have a type. So you can put imagine you are having Express right there, so you want to initialize it. So let's say DB is equal to, so you can call it any name you like. So DB is equal to MySQL. So MySQL right here, we are pointing to MySQL right here. MySQL dot. So create connection, and to create the connection right here. So let's create the object for the connection. So the first part is the root, the user. So for the user, we're having root. So to get all these details from your MySQL Workbench, right there, let's go back right there. So let me go back to the home. So as you can see here now, my user is root right there, and we are having the local host right here. So let's get back. The host is localhost. So inside here now, so let's click on it, and we have the database name. That is the database name, and this is the table. So that is it. And my password here right now, if I close this app and reopen it now, and when I click right here, it will ask for a password, and I set my default password to password. So you can use any password you like. So as far as you're concerned, and let's go back right there. So the user and the host is localhost, and the host is localhost, and the database we are connected to the database, and the database is Express Connect. Express_connect. So, and my password is, so my password is password. So save that, and to check if your connection is successful, you just have to type db.connect. So you take in an error parameter, so check if an error, so if error true error. So I want to show you something right there, but let me make the connection before that. So error.message, so error.message, and if there is not error, console.log. So DB connection successful, DB connection successful. So let's run the so we are saving it, so we have saved it to, okay, so let's wait. I think my preset is reformatting the code, so the structure. So if you haven't installed preset in system, make sure you install it. It formats your code very well to look nice. And so I think so. Let me start the connection right here. I think that I have to cancel it, is wasting a lot of time. So npm run dev. So let's check and see maybe the connection to our database is successful. Okay, so it's running right here. Okay, as you can see here now, connection successful. So let's try, maybe our connection is really successful, and let's change the name of this database to database that does not exist. So let me remove R and resave it and check, maybe we'll be getting an error. And it's restarting right here. So let's wait for the connection. Let's check. Okay, so that means our connection was really successful, and right here, because we removed the R from the database name, and that means we don't have a database with that name. So, and you can see here now error equal to error bad database error on node database express connection, and that means the database does not exist. And the reason why we are getting a direct debug error right here is because of this error.message. So imagine maybe I remove this message from its error.message and just said if error true error. So let me resave it again and see how the error will be console to the terminal. I think this thing is giving me a lot of problem. And let's check again. So let's see the difference, and you can see here now we are getting the error, but we don't know the specific error we are getting. So imagine, and let's see. So that means we don't have a specific error. So that one can cause a lot of headache for you to debug if you don't have that. You can see here now. You can see, so you can see right here the error is empty. So you don't know specific error you are getting. So that is the reason you have to make use of error.message every time to allow you to debug your code. So let's save again and see, maybe so let's save again and put it back and check maybe the connection was successful. And you can see right here the connection to the database was successful. So that is how to make connection to the database. So in our next video, I'll be teaching you how to save data to the database. So don't forget to share this video, like and comment, and if you have anything to ask, do place it in the comment below. Okay, see you in my next video. Stay vibe.